If I told you there was a way for you to save dozens, if not hundreds of hours every single week on writing your YouTube scripts, would that be interesting to you? Because think about it. If you could just outsource that portion of your YouTube business, all of a sudden you'd have so much more time to focus on other areas that will help you grow even faster. But what if I also told you that those scripts wouldn't just be any normal scripts, they'd be written by an artificial intelligence? Would you still be interested? Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But here's what's interesting. Whether you are or you aren't, this is already happening. And in fact, if you continue to do research about AI and how it can help your YouTube channel, you may have noticed that this is already starting to happen. In fact, there is a lot of tools out there right now that claim to be able to write your YouTube scripts for you, but they're not quite doing it the right way. Here's why. One tool that I found is called Video, which claims to take your blog posts and turn them into video scripts. The way that it works is pretty simple. You input your blog post into their tool, and then you choose a template. Then it'll use that blog post, put it into the template, and then output a script. They also have a feature where you can actually clone the voice from a video, and then it lines put that voice over the script that it generated. There are a ton of problems with this, but let's start with the obvious. It's taking your blog post and simply putting it into a script format. There's no customization. There's no optimization for YouTube SEO. There's no tailoring to make sure that it fits the style of your channel. In fact, if you read the fine print of their terms and conditions, you'll see that they say our AI models are trained on publicly available information from various sources. This means that your blog post isn't even unique enough for them to train their model on. In fact, it's probably been run through this model 100 times before. Another tool that I found is called PicoArt, which actually has a really cool name and a really cool logo. I wish I could tell you more about how their script writing works, but honestly, I couldn't find anything online at all. Their website claims that they have an AI-powered script generator, but everything that I could find online said that it doesn't work, so I guess they're still working on it. But a tool that I found that is actually doing things a little bit differently than just taking a blog post and turning it into a script is Vidic. Vidic has a tool called the Content Realizer, which allows you to import a blog post or a video link or even a title or even a keyword, and it lines generate a suggested title, description and tags, and a rough draft of a script based off of that. The problem with this is that this is still only using a tiny fraction of the power of artificial intelligence when it comes to writing your YouTube scripts. And if you don't believe me, listen to this. When ChatGPT was asked to describe what happened in the Netflix documentary series Our Planet, this was its response. On the surface, it seems adequate, but once you start reading it, it becomes clear that this is a summary of a summary of a summary. It's missing all of the nuance, it's missing all of the creativity, it's missing all of the little details that actually make the story so engaging. This is a very surface-level interpretation of what the show is actually about. So if ChatGPT, one of the most advanced forms of artificial intelligence that we currently have, can't even write a good description of a popular TV series, how are we expecting it to write our YouTube scripts? Well, the answer might surprise you. Let me explain. You see, one of the biggest problems with trying to get AI to write your YouTube scripts is that we're trying to get it to be creative. And although we don't fully understand how creativity works in humans, what we do know is that humans are capable of coming up with ideas that are completely novel and completely unexpected. We can connect to seemingly unrelated concepts together and come up with something that has never been seen before. We can look at a blank canvas and decide to paint a masterpiece. This is something that AI has a hard time doing. For example, if you ask ChatGPT to write a poem about a cat, it'll give you a nice poem about a cat. But if you ask it to write a poem about a cat that's never been written before, it'll struggle. It'll try to combine some common themes about cats, like maybe their independence or their ability to land on their feet, but it won't be able to come up with something that's truly novel and truly creative. This is why a lot of AI tools that try to write your YouTube scripts simply take your existing content and rearrange it. That's something that they can do really well, taking data that they already have and rearranging it in a different order. What they struggle with is coming up with something completely new, something that's never been seen before. But there's hope. A company called Wonder is trying to solve this problem by giving their AI tools a human touch. For example, one of their tools is called the Video Game Maker, which allows you to create a video game with a few simple prompts. It's not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction. Instead of trying to get the AI to come up with all of the ideas, this tool simply guides the AI towards a certain outcome, giving it a starting point and a direction to go in. For example, if you want to create a game about catching fish, you can type in a prompt like catch fish, and then the AI will come up with a bunch of different variations on that theme. You can choose the variation that you like the best, and then the AI will take that idea and run with it, coming up with all of the different levels, characters, and obstacles that make up the game. I think this is a great approach to take when it comes to writing YouTube scripts as well. Instead of trying to get the AI to come up with the entire script from scratch, why not guide it in a certain direction? For example, instead of asking ChatGPT to write a script about why you should buy a certain product, why not try guiding it in a certain direction by saying something like write a script about why you should buy this product, but do it in the style of a cooking show? Or write a script about why you should buy this product, but do it in the style of a motivational speech. By giving ChatGPT a starting point and a direction to go in, we can get it to write a script that's much more engaging and much more entertaining. So if you're ever trying to get AI to write your YouTube scripts, remember to be specific, remember to be detailed, and remember to guide the AI in a certain direction. Don't expect it to come up with all the creative ideas. That's your job, but once you give it a starting point, it lines be able to run with it and come up with something that you never could have imagined. That's the benefit of AI. It's not meant to replace us. It's meant to augment our abilities. And when used correctly, it can help us come up with things that we never could have thought of on our own. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in learning more about AI and how it can help your YouTube channel, stay tuned for more updates. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.